Oh, hi. Uh, my name is Santiago and welcome to my channel. And so today, this is not a video I wanted to make because I don't like to get involved in English and in this kind of feuds and battles and, you know, whatever fuss you want to call it. But I'm starting to get tired of all the hate that's going on online, and I get that these are very hard times for some people that have issues at work and whatnot and whatever. I'm not gonna go there because everybody has their own problems. But I find it that lately in the media, in the social media, you have a lot of hate thrown towards some communities. Um, and in this case, I want to refer basically to the Swiftie community. Um, it's not the only fandom I've been in, and this is not something new. It's just something that when you're in your 20s, you just shut up. But when you're in your 40s and you've been dealing with that since you were, I don't know, 12, 13, there's a moment where you're just up to here and you're like, I'm not gonna keep um, tolerating this. So the Grammys, it all started long time ago, as you know. But with the Grammys, it was like um, people being happy that Taylor Swift didn't win any awards. And well, I guess she's not going to win everything because, you can't be an all time winner, but you don't need to rub that on the faces of people, on our faces as a Swifty. I made a video about that, talking about the awards, and that sometimes awards don't mean anything. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they're just a way of some rich people or CEOs or people in power to acknowledge people that they want to be in good terms with. So that's fine. But then it went bigger. It was not only Taylor Swift, it was whether Beyonce, this or that. It was a lot of bras and chats complaining about everything. And it's like, I've always said that on the videos. Listen, if you don't like one artist or one singer or one actor or one director, it's okay. You don't need to like everything and everyone. Just move on. You don't have to waste your time or spend your time in um, you know uh, going and spreading hate on the internet. So I'm sorry, I think it's fussy here too. So the thing is, uh, yeah, I get she didn't win the awards, and uh, well, that's fine. You don't need to rub that on our faces and be like, haha, she didn't win anything. What's your point? Why are you doing that? Why do you need to be mean like that? I mean, would you do the same if it was another artist that lots of people love? I don't think so. It's just basically being mean. And that didn't stop there. Now, a week later, so that last weekend was a Super Bowl, which I've never seen it like the football. I've seen the half times. I started watching it when Madonna went out, and she had a lot of trash thrown at her. That was in 2012. So, yeah, it's the news. But as a fan of hers, from since I was like 5, I'm used to trash being thrown at her, and in a way thrown at us for being fans. And you grow thick skin, and that's it. It's like I said before. It's just that at some point you're just sick of this. And when I started being a Swiftie, I thought that would be better because everybody loves Taylor Swift. But I didn't know that um, there is I'm not gonna say as many people that hate her, that people that love her, but there's a lot of people that are very loud in the hate. Um, so one thing I want to say before I start with all that stuff is that there is that myth that Swifties are mean and evil, and if you say anything bad about her, you're gonna get trashed, and we're gonna come at you like a rash and or like a swarm of locusts or something like that. And that's not true. I learned I I've met, or sort of, a lot of Swifties that are really kind and nice people. I've said that on previous videos. There's a lot of nice people out there. The issue is there are some of them that are very vocal, that are very loud, and that are the ones that make all the fuss. That are the ones that if you say anything bad about her, they're gonna come at you up to your throat. Um, but that happens everywhere. It's not just Taylor Swift. I've seen that with Katy Perry. I've seen that um, even with Kylie Minogue. So how is that even? Because you would expect that from Lady Gaga or from Beyonce. You know, artists that are very vocal and very and known everywhere. Kylie Minogue is mostly known in Europe and Australia. She's a bit less known in the US, and still you have people that are very loud, uh, preaching with in her sense, but also if you say anything bad about her, they're going to come at you like you say, or some people say Swifties do. I've seen that with the Course, yeah, you know, that Irish band. I've seen that with them. I've seen that with Pink. I've seen that with loads of them. In Spain, we have a lot of artists that also have a fan base that's very vocal and very nice, but there are a few individuals, a few, I don't know how to say that, but you know, a few people that make a lot of noise, and that's what you hear. You're never going to hear the ones that are saying good things. You're going to be hearing the ones that are going to say, if you say anything bad about Ariana Grande, I'm going to go and, you know, do bad things to you. So this being said, like I was saying, I started watching the half times, and some were better, some were worse, and that's it. But never watch the football, and I don't like it, and I don't. I've learned to separate the private life of the artist that I like to the art on itself. So I get that some Swifties may be all over the place because of Travis Kelsey and all that stuff. And honestly, I've said that in previous videos. I'm happy for her. And as long as she's happy with whoever she's dating or marrying or whatever she's doing with her life, that's fine. It's not my problem. And everybody is free to go to football matches and do whatever. And this is what I said. If your boyfriend or fiance or husband or whoever is football player for this case, and he's playing a very, you know, famous match, well, you're gonna go there and support him or her. If it was the opposite, uh, and because she's very famous, she's gonna have some screen time. But then you have all the brads and chats complaining that she has a lot of screen time. Listen, I don't know how long that much is, but if it's like football, like soccer, or like rugby, or she's never gonna have as much as the player. So why don't you just enjoy the game, and you know, and be happy that some people have people that care for them and they go to see them playing. So that's on one side. I've seen that years before that, and this year it was everywhere. Like, oh, I don't want to see Taylor Swift on the jumbotron. I don't want to see this. Well, you know, it's gonna be like what, 5 seconds, and that's all that matters to you. So I'm gonna say get alive, but that's gonna come quite often in this video. So um, yeah, do it because if you're watching the match for the football match or for the sport on itself, what does it matter to you? It's not like they're just focusing on that. You didn't have to endure 3.5 hours of a concert with all about her. And it's okay. Well, we don't complain about that kind of stuff. And sports regarding, we had the same issue when she came to Madrid. She played in a massive football stadium in the capital, where that's in not in the city center, but it's in the city. And there were a lot of neighbors complaining about the loud music, about the fans all over the place, because we were dressed weird, we were being singing in the streets and stuff. Um, they never complain. They complain also about Carl G, but they never complain about the football matches that are being played there, where some supporters get drunk and trash everything around, and they never complain about that. And when I talked about that with people, they said, yeah, but that's just, from time to time. Hell no. I've been in places where football was a bit more excessive than here in Spain. And I can tell you that it is scary to see all those people coming out of the football stadium, whether they're happy or they're sad and angry because they lost. It doesn't matter. It's scary. It's a mob, and it's a mob of very emotional people. So it is scary. And you're not going to tell me it's the same as people coming out of the concert, because I won't believe you. I've been to many, many, many concerts, not only Taylor Swift, which I've seen just once. I've seen Madonna 5 or 6 times. I can't remember. I've seen Kylie Minogue 3 times. I've seen Pink. I've seen The Course. I've seen many other singers. And when you go out of the concert, it's always the same. People really happy. Some people get drunk, like everywhere, and they may make a little fuss or a little mess. That's it. But not the full stadium. And nobody talks about that, and nobody complains about that. Here in Spain, for example, they tend to destroy public places, public spaces when they come out because their team won or lost. It doesn't matter. And nobody says anything about that. It's just 5 seconds on the news and that's it. But the amount of time spent on trashing the Swifties because we are many, many, many people, because we are loud and come on, seriously? So yeah, that's what I want to say. It's really annoying when you go on the media and you have that kind of messages, and then uh, all the messages about her have to be negative. Like, oh, she got booed during the concert. Yeah, I've seen that everywhere, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on Mastodon, everywhere. Do you know who else was at that football game and got booed also? And nobody said anything about that. Then you're going to say, yeah, but because, she's a billionaire and all billionaires are trash and eat the rich and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, when Space Karen, aka Lex Luthor from Timu, like I call him, made that salute that everybody knows what kind of salute was, all of his fans were like, no, 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 that's something different. It was a mistake. He's autistic, whatever. Nobody booed him. No, and he's the richest man on earth. Nobody boos the rest of the rich men, the owners of, companies and companies like, Meta, and who I mean. And nobody says anything about that. They're not booed, they're not anything. Why? Well, because they're men. And that's the thing. And that's where I want to come. It's the same. Madonna was trashed in the 90s. In the 80s, I can't remember because I was too young. In the 90s, in the early 2000s, she was trash. I had to deal when I was in high school with people telling me, "Oh, you shouldn't admire a woman like that. If you're gonna admire a woman, you should admire Lady Diana," which I'm okay with that. You should admire somebody that's flawless, like Mother Teresa or Whitney Houston. Well, well, I'm gonna say that history has put everyone in the place they needed, and I'm not saying anything bad about Whitney Houston, obviously, but when you're trashing Madonna for having light life because she was very open about who she would go to bed with or in bed with, um, so you're criticizing that, but you're not criticizing people that abuse of substances because that's what comes sometimes with fame. Then they would be saying, yeah, well, Mother Teresa is like, well, not even gonna go into that garden because there are loads of videos that disprove that she was a saint. So obviously, I wish I could tell that teacher that told me that, well, who's laughing now? But I have no clue whether she's still there or not. It was the same. Well, you should be looking towards, examples or people to follow or to admire, like Michael Jackson or George Michael or Prince or, you know, why all men? What's wrong with admiring women because I'm a man? That's the thing. Uh, well, that were the 90s. So obviously I had my share of that. I had to hide that I liked Madonna. I had to not talk about her. Everybody was like, "Oh, you like that because she's an SLUT." Um, and I thought when I grew older that I was over that kind of stuff. Because, like I said, you grow a thicker skin and you move on and you're just deaf to that kind of messages. The problem is back then you had a few people that would say that. Sometimes they would talk on the news about that. And sometimes you had magazines and articles about if she did this, she did that. But that was it. Nowadays, you go on social media and there's a bunch of Hannahs and Sarahs and many other Karens just there waiting and for you to say anything to come up at you and try to trash you and drag you to the mud because you like this or this celebrity. And that's what I mean. It's like, and like I said earlier, get a life. Why is your life so boring and miserable that you have to be like searching through Instagram or through uh, Blue Sky who's gonna post this to go and trash it? I've seen videos about people saying that in Reddit there's this, and they came to the point where the level of accuracy and research and time spent on Taylor Swift, because that's what I'm talking about. She's the one I'm talking about in this video. That you're like, so what's your deal? Do you admire her or do you hate her? Because the time you spend searching things to trash her, it's either it's admiration. So when you tell to the haters that they are actually Swifties in disguise, I wish we're in disguise, but Swifties in disguise, they get mad at you and they tell you that's not true because we're not like that. We don't like her. We hate her and whatnot. Um, are you sure? Because they say that from love to hate, there's just one step, or that's what they say in Spanish and in French. So maybe that's the case. Maybe all those Sarahs and Hannahs are secretly admiring her, but they don't know it yet. Like when you were. That was not my case because for obvious reasons. But when you were in school, you would go and pull the girl you liked, her braids and insult her because that was the way to make her notice that you like her. I'm talking about kids, and for this example, the problem is adults behave the same way. And because I don't want to make this video too long, and I'm probably gonna forget things in the process, there's another thing I'd like to say in this area, and that's that um, you know, when you trash somebody that's famous, I know that some people say, well, all those people booing her and saying bad things about Taylor Swift, they are mean and they're evil, and at some point she's gonna notice that, and that's hurting her. Um, well, I guess, yeah, I've had to read some bad comments on some of my videos and it hurt, and then I came to realize that, oh, um, and people told me, you know, if you publish something, if you upload a video on YouTube and it has a lot of comments, whether they're good or bad, that's good for you because the algorithm is going to be thinking, oh, there's something going in this video, let's spread it. And up until recently, the video that had the most views was one where people were trashing me because something I said that they didn't understand and they didn't like because it was too woke for them. And if you want me to talk about how I feel like woke has become an insult where it should be the opposite, just drop a word on the comments and I'll do a video about that. But coming back to the topic of this video, I was saying, yeah, so those comments, they increase. And some people say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether people talk bad about you. The important thing is that they talk about you. I'm not sure that's always correct. And yeah, I would say some people grow thick skin again, and they are above all of that. And I'm not gonna defend Taylor Swift because she's a big girl. She has people that can defend her properly, like uh, close people. She's never ever gonna see this video about me trying to defend our community that she's built from the haters. So it's pointless. But one thing I will say, and that I thought about it recently, is that when you insult somebody, or when you trash somebody, or when you say that that person's tastes and likes and the movies they like, or the type of life they're having, or the artists they follow, the musicians, singers, actors, when you say mean things about, in this case, I'm a Swiftie, I love Taylor Swift, I love her music, I I don't see myself identified with her because for obvious reasons. Just look at her and then look at me. Obviously, I don't think you can identify I don't think I can even identify with her, but there's a lot of things that I like about the way she has her life that, and others that I may not agree with. That's fine. But when you say that by liking her, you are like this or that, and you constantly trash her in front of people that admire her, you know, you're not trashing her, you're trashing all those people, and you're making all that those Swifties feel like they're trash, like they're stupid, and like we are dumb because we don't see the things like the way you do. And that's what it brings me to a point where I stopped ignoring all those comments and I wanted to make a video about that. And that's why this video came out, because when you trash some people's beliefs, a person's beliefs, you are trashing that person. When somebody says online that Taylor Swift is something bad, uh, you're not only trashing her, you're trashing me because I'm supporting somebody that's bad and everybody else. And if you did the same against them, they would be all over the place crying and trying to censor you and trying to block you and trying to um, denounce your content and take down your videos and your pictures or even your profile and cancel you because it hurts them. So I'm going to go back to that phrase where do not do to others what you don't others do to you. And that's basically, if you don't like someone, whoever, artist, politician, or whatever, just spreading bad vibes about that person. Just move on. You don't have to. And I've seen that so much. And um, I spoke on the short about that when I said, well, with the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively feud that's going on the media right now, um, there's constant people bringing Taylor Swift back and back again, and it's kind of annoying. It's kind of boring. Don't you have enough with what's going on that you have to bring more people and more people because your own battle is against her, and you try to bring that battle in every field. And yeah, she may be involved at some point, or she may not. Um, so what if every time I have a friend that does something bad, I will be responsible for it? We're not kids anymore. We're adults, and have the right to make mistakes and to do bad things, and then they're gonna get blamed for them. But you can't be blaming the people that you don't like in every war or in every message because you want them to be there present. And there's another thing. When you use the Taylor Swift hate anywhere, it's like when you name her, you're looking for attention and you're looking to get airtime. So, well, if you're going to do that, do it on a positive way. Do it for something positive, not to trash people. You're not going to get anything from that. And in the end, you're just making people feel mean. And personally, when I start seeing followers that I have on the media that start doing that kind of things, the first thing I'm tempted to do is reply to them, like I did yesterday to a guy. And when I saw that there was no point in talking sense into that person, I thought, well, the best thing to do is just ignore because it's giving me bad vibes. That's what he's spreading in the internet, and he's succeeding. So the only way to win that battle is, because you can't shut them up, is just to ignore them. But this being said, on the other side, it's a good thing because, like I said yesterday, all the haters, the brats, the chats, the Karens, what you're doing every time I see posts against Taylor Swift, it makes me feel like I need to step up and say something. Most of the time I don't say anything, but sometimes it gives me ideas about making videos like the one I'm just making right now. And so thanks for the fuel. You're making things really easy. And if you think that by trashing her, we are going to just go down and hide in the shadows, that's not going to happen. Um, but then again, like I said, and I'm going to be ending soon because I'm seeing that this video is really long and I don't think people want to see me babbling about, pop stars. So, I'm going to say that again, spread positive things. There's enough bad things going on in the world as it is right now for you to add extra bad karma and bad juju everywhere. Why is it so important for you? And what do you get from being, I'm going to say a D word on an A word? Why? Why does it give you any joy? Do you sleep better at night? Or is it just because you need attention? So think about that. And for all the Swifties out there, just you're not alone, and this is not something new. We will survive of everything like that, and like I said, it's nothing new. You learn to move on. You learn to grow thicker skin and just to ignore all the noise, because it's that noise. For all those haters that have made seen this video, well, I'm gonna thank you for giving me ideas, for making me uh, um, make this video about her that I was not gonna talk about. But then, hey, yeah, thanks. And hopefully I'm gonna get a lot of likes and subscribers or messages that will boost the algorithm on YouTube. Because, well, yeah, thanks. So thank you, whether you're on one side or the other, for the support or unsupport. And thank you for watching this video up to this. If you like the content, just don't forget to like the video. It always helps and is really nice. Like I said on previous videos, when you have good feedback. And if you want to give bad feedback, don't forget that it's gonna boost the algorithm. And if you're being rude, you're gonna get nowhere. So always remember to be polite, to be kind to everyone. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. Be kind to everyone. Being polite will take you anywhere you want. Being rude is gonna be a no-no. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you soon in another video very soon. Bye, guys.